back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about clean eating today, and it's a pleasure to have #1 New York Times bestselling author Dr. Ian Smith here. The new book is Clean and Lean, 30 Days, 30 Foods, A New You. Dr. Ian, I'm like, you put books together quicker than anybody I know. This is what, number 17? I knew it, right?
But it's not really that quick. I mean, I write one book a year.
A year, yeah.
You know, so, you know, I'm a writer, so I should be able to do that.
No, not like you do it every couple of weeks, like a year, and it gives people something new to kind of look forward to, and, you know, kind of.
Next year's book is already written. It's about the mind over weight. You know, so.
You're the man.
But you know, what's interesting about, you know, Clean and Lean is this is the first time I really have delved into exercises. Because people hear the word exercise, it's like an allergic reaction to it. And it shouldn't be. Exercise does not mean going to the gym and killing yourself. Exercise means regular movement, challenging your heart rate, getting your breathing up, increasing your muscle tone. These are all important things. And so in the book, in the back of the book, I have different tracks. I have a beginner track, an intermediate track, and an advanced track. And the idea is no matter what level of fitness you are currently, you can make the exercises work for you. They are full body weight exercises, which means you don't require machines. You don't have to go to a gym. No equipment necessary. You could do it, you know, on the floor in your living room, in your backyard, in your basement, hotel room. It's basically doing things that require movement, and not just movement, but doing things with exertion, levels of higher exertion, alternating with periods of lower exertion or rest. And that's called interval training, high intensity interval training, HIIT, otherwise known. And so in the book, I take you through very simple routines that some will take just 15 minutes that you can do that will not only boost your metabolism, but can keep you burning calories for 24 hours after you're done working out.
Yeah, and they're not hard. I love most that you're like, if someone has a flight of stairs in their home, like that's the best movement they can get. Go up and down those stairs real fast. And see how well that works.
Do it 5 times, you know, and then take a rest. So the idea with exercise also is that if the exercises are too challenging, obviously someone either is going to get hurt or they're not going to want to do it. By the same token, if they're not challenging enough, your body's not going to respond to it. So you have to be the judge of whether or not the exercise that you're doing or the workout that you're part of, is that really challenging you enough or is it challenging you too much? And so that's where you have to make the calculation. But what the book provides you with is all these different workout regimens so that you can be able to incorporate what works for you, from a time standpoint and from a physical standpoint.
Yeah, the options are there. So let's talk about a couple of things, because the word that you've used, you know, in your last few books, clean. And eating clean is not really as difficult as it sounds, because really you can look at a label and you can determine if it's clean right away, right? How do you do that?
Yeah, well, one trick, it's not always guaranteed, but one trick is when you read the label, if it's got more than 5 ingredients, it's probably not clean. You know, all these names on the back of a label that you can't pronounce or don't understand what they are, they're processed ingredients. And there's a reason why manufacturers do that, right? Manufacturers want to make products more shelf stable, which means they last longer before they spoil. They want to change the color because we like to have things a certain color. You like to have your cheese doodles a certain color, right? You don't want brown cheese doodles.
No,
you want orange cheese doodles, right? And so they add, you know, food colorings. They also were big about texture. So they add chemicals that will, you know, affect the texture of products. So when you look at all the different processed ingredients in our foods, it's unbelievable how many we consume on a daily basis, and unbelievable how much is in just one, you know, package of something, you know? And so clean eating says, not that you're going to be perfect, but that you're going to try your best to reduce all those additives, all those synthetic chemicals, the chemicals, the artificial sweeteners that manufacturers add.
Yeah, we wouldn't just walk in some lab and start saying, oh, is that DC-20? Let me try that. But that's kind of what we're doing with some of our foods, and we don't even give it second thought.
Some foods have products that are used in household cleaners, you know, and wood cleaners and paint thinners. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is.
Paint thinners?
And paint thinners,
Oh,
yes.
goodness.
Similar ingredients. And so clean eating says, hey, let's try to eat this food as close to how nature prepared it for as possible. Obviously, you're going to cook it. You can add herbs and spices, but let's not, you know, throw all these other different chemicals in there in the mix that could potentially, by the way, disrupt our hormones and cause all other kinds of problems.
Okay, so when people go into the grocery store, and usually they do that on the weekend, so we're here for them before they even make that trek over to the store, they have to really go into the store and think differently. You can't do what you've always done. And I always hear you kind of go around the perimeter of the store.
Around the perimeter, number one. Also, color in the produce section. You want to have as much color as possible, full of antioxidants, which are great disease fighters. Yeah. But the other part, I tell people all the time, if what you were doing was working, you wouldn't be here trying to do something different.
Buying this book,
yeah.
yes.
So what you were doing wasn't working, so let's stop doing that and let's adopt a new way of doing things. I'm all about long-term fixes rather than exclusively short-term fixes. Now, even though Clean and Lean gives you great short-term results, I care about what happens to you 6 months from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now. And so I focus on teaching you how to make better decisions. You're not always going to make the best decisions. You're not always going to be in control of your environment, but you're going to think before you grab, that fattening food a little bit, right?
Yes.
And while you still may grab it, you thought about it. Now the next time you think about it, you're actually not going to grab it. So it really is an exercise in growth and evolution.
And like I said, it's really changing habits, because like even with the last book, there were a lot of things that you had in there that became a part of what I just do.
Yes.
And so you've just added to that with Clean and Lean. So I think that it's so helpful for individuals to have this on their shelves, to be able to go back whenever they feel like they're falling off. It's right there for you. So also talking about being in the grocery store, the last time you and I spoke, a lady stopped me in the grocery and she said, "You guys were telling me to go buy organic. This stuff is expensive." And I thought, okay, so I get that. So someone has a budget for their grocery bill. That's totally understandable. But there are certain foods that are on a list called the Dirty Dozen. Right. So if you can't do everything organic, there are certain things it's wise to keep in mind, especially with fruits and vegetables, right?
When it comes to fruits and vegetables, the idea behind eating organic is not because they are healthier per se. An organic lemon versus a regular conventionally grown lemon is the same interiorly. The nutrients aren't more or anything like that. There aren't less calories, though people think this, by the way. The difference is pesticides. So pesticides, which kill bugs, are used on conventional farmed products. They're not with organic. And so the reason why people typically buy organic is to avoid maybe what's called pesticide residue. What remains of the pesticide spray that could be on the skin, of the fruit or vegetable. So you want to use or consume or buy organic products that you're going to eat the skin of. Apples.
So,
Strawberries, blueberries.
Spinach,
leafy greens, you're gonna eat, right?
Yeah.
But lemons, why? Oranges, why? Bananas?
So I've been buying organic bananas. I don't need to.
For what?
Okay, that's good to know.
The nutritional value of an organic banana
because you're peeling it,
and
it's not seeping down into the fruit itself when it has the skin that you're removing.
No, it's nutritionally speaking, it's identical.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. I always thought like, oh, well, the pesticides must be going down into the skin of the banana, but not the case.
No.
Okay. That's so good to know.
I know. Yeah, and people have spent a lot of money on organic foods they don't need to spend.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
And it is a little more expensive, but it's not wildly expensive. A lot of regular...
Not the way it used to be. Yeah.
And a lot of regular grocery stores, by the way, now have organic foods.
Right.
Back in the day a little bit when organic was just
You had to go to specialty stores.
Specialty stores to get organic. Now, because more stores are selling organic, it's more affordable because it's more commonplace. So, the organic thing is good now. It's more accessible.
Okay, so what I'd like for you to help us do, I keep seeing a lot of, controversial dieting and all those things. So a lot of people are doing, is it the keto diet? So, true false, is it good for you or not?
Well, it's not good for you.
Okay.
But what it does do, though, it is effective for the short term.
Yeah.
So you will lose weight on keto. Keto basically says we're going to take away the body's preferred fuel source, which are carbs. The body prefers to use carbs for fuel, always. But we're going to take that away. But the body still needs some fuel. So the body then is going to go into the fat stores and break down the fat. And so what you're doing is you're putting yourself into a state of ketosis, where you are eating a lot of fat, breaking down fat, and forming what are called ketone bodies.
All at the same time?
Yes.
Wow.
And these ketone bodies are chemicals, or that are able to provide the body with energy. So instead of using sugar for energy, you use ketone bodies for energy. And so you have to get your body in a state of what's called ketosis. And that's how keto diet works. Now, I think that they're very dangerous because in the long-term implication, you're eating a lot of too much protein sometimes, a lot of fat, put you at risk for heart disease. The protein could overload your kidneys. So there are all kinds of reasons why not to do keto, but people are addicted to it because they see, oh, so-and-so did keto and lost all this weight. What people don't realize is that once you stop doing keto, once you stop eating in that way, all the benefits that you gleaned from eating that way, they disappear because now your body reverts back to its pre-keto situation.
People need to hear that because like you're saying, they see somebody like, oh, he lost 20 pounds. I'm going to try that. But that's the whole key with clean and lean.
That's right.
Because this is clean foods. You're not changing up somebody's like whole, I don't even know what ketosis?
Ketosis. You put them in a state of ketosis. So it's an artificial biochemical state you put your body into. With clean and lean, we don't mess with your biochemistries. We're just eating cleaner foods that have more powerful natural ingredients, and we're doing some intermittent fasting, which most people are already doing because you sleep, you're doing IF, and we're just making it safe and healthy and simple for everybody.
Yeah, something else I wanted to mention for those people who, they like slathering things with ketchup and their sandwiches with mayo. You do have recipes in here where they can kind of make their own, and you kind of get that stuff, those things that we don't know what it is, out of there.
Yeah, so condiments are a big pothole for a lot of people because they're full of sugar, they're full of artificial ingredients, processed ingredients. And so in the book, I give you some very simple recipes to make it yourself. The honey balsamic vinaigrette dressing, which I love, by the way, you can make it in 3 minutes.
Wow.
And it's tasty, and it's fresh, and it's clean. So there are these recipes in the book. There's also an official recipe book that's a companion to this that people can find online on Amazon. It's called the official recipe book for the Clean and Lean program. But the idea is that if you can do as much as you can at home, you're controlling your food environment. And it's the control of the food environment that prevents all the mistakes we make by going out to eat.
Okay, so I'm getting started like in the next couple of days because I like to start at a certain point where, I go to the grocery, make sure I got everything. And when you see me next year and we talk about the new book, you're going to say, Andrea.
Where'd you go? Who is this I'm talking to?
No, I just think it's amazing that you're continuously giving us new ways to be healthy and to look our best and feel our best.
I appreciate it. Join our Facebook group, Cleaner, Get Leaner.
That's it. And then there's the companion app, driansworld.com. You've got a website.
That's right.
Okay, so it's all there for you, and how nice to have Dr. Ian being right there with you every single day as a personal trainer. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
It's always good. Dr. Ian Smith, #1 New York Times bestselling author. His new book is Clean and Lean, 30 Days, 30 Foods, a New You. And that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, we thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.